come today. Like she says, I'm from the Brigham City Community Hospital, but I grew up here in the community. I'm from the county, so it's good to be here and spend some time with you today. I kind of found it, I think a couple months ago, she asked me to speak on realistic weight loss goals, and at the time I was like, okay, great. And then as I'm preparing the presentation, I'm like, this is like 2 weeks before Christmas. It's kind of funny that we're focusing on realistic weight loss goals, kind of the most difficult time of year, but New Year's is just around the corner. And even like you say, maintain versus gain. Maintaining is better than continuing to gain. So your goal for the next few weeks is just to maintain, and then the new year we can kind of focus a little bit more on this. Try to push it one more time. Oh, there we go. Okay, a 2001 study from the University of Pennsylvania found that on average, overweight people set a goal of losing 32% of their body mass, so a third of what they weigh. That's 3 times the amount needed to achieve better health. I'm sure probably all of us here in the room have had a time that or even currently, we know we want to lose weight, but 32% of our body weight's pretty significant. I mean, that's a huge amount. The truth is, it's unlikely that most dieters will be able to lose this. And what does that cause? It causes us to become very disappointed, and it sets us up for failure. So today we're going to talk about, realistic weight loss goals that hopefully that we can achieve and maintain. And as it says here, you can achieve your goal weight as long as it is reasonable and attainable. And that goes back to, sometimes our goal is, I want to go back to what I was when I was married or when I graduated from high school, whatever that may be. And as we age, our goals change. There's, what I weighed when I was 20 is not what I currently weigh, but I'm still within that healthy range. So keep in mind that we want our goals to be realistic. Evidence shows that people who lose weight gradually, so 1 to 2 pounds per week and steadily, are more successful at keeping that off. And to kind of give you an idea, it takes 3,500 calories to gain a pound or lose a pound. So if you break that into 7 days a week, that's 500 calories to subtract or burn through exercise to lose that 1 pound. If you're wanting to do closer to 2 pounds, that's 1,000 calories per day to decrease in your intake or increase in your activity. Like it says here, generally to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, you need to burn 500 to 1,000 calories more than you consume. So, and that may be hard initially to just remove that, but you'd be really surprised by eliminating maybe some snacks, nibbling throughout the day. What are you drinking? Drinking is an area that we consume a lot of unknown calories. So sometimes just those little bit of changes really add up, and then if you're exercising on top of that, that helps add to the 500 or 1,000 calories per day goal. Healthy weight loss is not just about a diet or a program. It is about an ongoing lifestyle that includes long-term changes in daily eating and exercise habits. And even modest weight loss can be very, very beneficial. Like in the previous slide where it says, some people set a goal of 32%. A goal of even 5 to 10% of your body weight, no matter where you are, makes a huge difference in your health. It improves your blood pressure, it improves your cholesterol, and your blood sugars. So if a person weighs 200 pounds, 10% would be 20 pounds, 5% would be 10 pounds. So that even, 10 to 20 pounds over, 3 to 6 months makes a huge difference. So I think instead of, going for, hey, I want to lose 32% of my body weight, I think it's great just to start with 5% as an initial place to start. So take your current weight, figure out what 5% of that is, and start with that as your initial goal weight. Once you get to there, then say, I'm going to do another 5% or 10%. It's a great place to start. Okay, start with a plan for lifelong health. And this is really important. I think Our society, we have grown up with immediate gratification. We want it now, we want it as fast as we can, we want to take a pill to fix it, whatever it may be. But this, plan should be something that it becomes part of your life that you can do for the rest of your life. So focus on the big picture, not just the short-term weight loss. Even if the goal seems large, which sometimes your goal may be to lose 50 pounds. I mean, that could be your long-term goal, and that could look overwhelming. However, if you see it as a journey rather than just a destination, and focus on those things that you're learning, that you're applying to your life, then you're going to get more from it than just focusing on that number. Focus on those things like the physical activity habits, the new eating habits, the lifestyle changes. That's going to help maintain it over time. The foundation of successful weight loss remains a healthy, calorie-controlled diet combined with physical activity. And those two really need to go hand in hand. And you can lose weight by just decreasing your food intake, and that's better than nothing. But if you really want to make the biggest impact, you need to have physical activity. And it doesn't mean you have to have a gym membership and go 5 times a week. It could be just extra walking every single day. Simple things make a big difference. For successful long-term weight loss, you must make permanent changes in your lifestyle and your health habits. Okay, losing weight. I like this kind of quote here I have on the side. It says, motivation is what gets you started. Commitment is what keeps you going. We all have, I think, desire to lose weight, but desire is not really going to get you too far. We can all wish and desire, but we really have to be committed. And so it takes commitment and well-being, a well thought out plan. So we need to make a commitment to ourselves. This could be even writing a contract. It may sound kind of corny, but sometimes there's something about when we write things down, you really think things through, it becomes more personal. And so sign a written contract committing to the process. You can do this. It can include, and it should include, the amount of weight you want to lose. What's your long-term outcome goal? The date that you would like to lose it by. Be specific. Dietary changes you will make to help achieve your goal. Needs to include regular physical activity, and write down the reasons why you want to lose weight. I don't know if you guys have ever done a cost-benefit analysis, whether that's in your line of work, whether, there's lots of ways to do cost-benefit analysis, but if you take a paper and on one side you're going to write down the cost. What is this going to cost me? I mean, it could be time to go to the gym. It could be giving up some of my favorite foods. What is it costing you? And then on the other side, write the benefits. More energy, more self-esteem, better health, live longer to be with my family, whatever it may be. So I can guarantee you the benefits are going to definitely outweigh the cost, especially when it comes to your health. Next, we want to evaluate where you are. Where are you? How did you get here? And that may give you a better idea of how to get started. But talk to your healthcare provider. I mean, where does your body mass index lie? What are my health risks if I keep on this path and maybe don't lose weight? See where you are physically. This is kind of funny, but keep a food diary for a few days. They have apps on your phone where you can record what you're eating, every single thing that you eat. See where your calories are going. See where you can maybe easily remove some of those that are really not needed. You become a lot more aware of what you're eating, when you are eating, and this helps us avoid mindless eating. We'd be surprised how much we don't even know we consume just by walking by, picking up a handful of pretzels, or the candy dish that you grab by and you totally forgot that you had 2 pieces of. You go to the theater and have some popcorn and you eat, the whole thing. However, we want to avoid mindless eating. And this happens a lot, too, when we're eating at our desk, eating in front of the television. A lot of times like that, we aren't aware because we're focusing on other things. So do a food journal. Examine your current lifestyle. There's a lot of things that may be hindering our efforts to lose weight. Does your work schedule make it difficult to go to the gym or get enough physical exercise? Do you find yourself eating sugary foods because that's what you bought for your kids? Do your coworkers frequently bring high-calorie items to the workplace and you all munch on them? I remember my mom, Christmas time, she'd load up a plate from all the goodies and she'd send it to Dad to take to work because, it's just, we made something, we want to share it. So evaluate some of those things and maybe how you can avoid those sometimes because we all get guilty of that. Okay, so now we're setting realistic weight loss goals. We need to focus on 1 or 2 goals at a time, or 2 or 3. Great effective goals are SMART, and I really like this picture that I've got up there, but goals need to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So when you're writing a goal, it needs to have all 5 of those. So for example, we can't just say, well, I want to exercise more. I'm sure we all do, but what does that entail? So you can say, I will walk 15 minutes, 3 days a week for the first week. You're setting a specific, realistic goal for that week. So it's specific, it's measurable, as far as how much, how often. It's achievable, that's realistic. So that next is realistic, and then it's timely. It gets specific, 3 days a week, first week. So goals need to be like that. They need to be specific and measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Small changes can lead to big results. You'd be surprised what walking 15 minutes 3 days a week will do. You're going to feel better. You may even lose half a pound. It's better than nothing. When you're setting goals, think about, this is really important, process goals and outcome goals. Outcome's the long-term goal. I want to lose 20 pounds. The process goals are what we're going to do to get there. So you need to have both. Walk every day for 30 minutes is an example of the process goal. Walking for 30 minutes is going to get you to hopefully lose 10 pounds, which is your outcome goal. Process goals are key to changing behaviors, and that is huge. I remember in college they made us take this behavioral modification class, and I thought, why in the world do I need this? I'm like, but we are people of habit. We get stuck in ruts, and we need to be able to change our behaviors. That's the only way we're going to make these lifelong changes. So process goals, these small things, will make a big difference and make these things be lifelong goals. So realistic goals are achievable. Setting unrealistic goals can leave you feeling defeated and frustrated. And I'm guilty of this. Sometimes if I can't achieve my goal, I get frustrated and we give up. So don't set your goals so high that you're going to get frustrated. Start small and just a couple goals at a time. Being realistic also means expecting occasional setbacks. We're human. We're going to have setbacks. We're going to have holidays. We're going to go on vacation where we maybe fall back a little bit. Don't give up. Start when you get back. Get back on track. And another thing is keeping in mind that everybody is different. You may have a friend that's lost 10 pounds because she started running, but you hate running. We're all different. How one person loses weight may be totally different how another person loses weight. So keep in mind that everybody's different, and what works for some may not work for others. This is really important, is having a good support system. Most people that do things as a group are more successful. We have friends that will get online and say, hey, do you want to join this weight loss challenge? Something about, having a support group really helps us. This could be coworkers, neighbors, family, friend. You can get together, we can share recipes. You can go to the gym together. You can exercise together. And joining a weight loss group or visiting a healthcare professional such as a registered dietitian can help. So the more support we have, the better. We found, in like a husband-wife relationship, that if one's trying to lose weight and the other isn't, it's hard. You almost need to do it as a team effort. If you're going to be fixing certain foods and they're eating something different, that's difficult. So try to make it so your whole family's on the same plan, and that will help get you to your goals. Also, we need to check in and monitor. We can't just set these goals and not be accountable. We need to check in and we need to monitor and see how we're doing. This could be, I think initially needs to be almost daily. How did I do today? I struggled with this. I did great here. And then weekly, how was my overall week? You know, take it small and simple initially, and then over time, those things hopefully will become habits and you're not having to do it quite daily. But initially, check in with yourself every day. It may even be, how did I do for breakfast? You know, start small. But we do need to check in and kind of return and report to ourselves. Revisit the goals that you set for yourself and evaluate. You know, you may have realized, oh, I set my goal too high. There's just no way. I may need to revamp this. You know, you may need to rewrite your goals and plan accordingly. If you are consistently achieving a particular goal, if you've done goal number 1 and you've been doing it great for 3 to 6 months, start a new goal. Work on something different. Always try to be working on something that is helping you maintain better health. Reward yourself with success. And this is hard. I don't know why, but we like to reward ourselves with food. I don't know what it is. It's like, oh, I did great today. I'm going to go get an ice cream, or I'm going to go grab a soda, or I'm going to go to dinner. I don't know what it is with our culture, but we do, and we don't try to find other things, you know. Buy yourself a bouquet of flowers, go to a sporting event, go to the spa. Something as simple as having a bath. I mean, it seems like nowadays we just don't take time for ourselves. So take time for yourself, do something for yourself, but don't reward ourselves with food, because it's kind of what you're... So now I'm going to go to weight loss tips. Eat at least 3 meals a day. Sometimes we think we need to eat less. Yes, maybe less overall, but we do not want to be skipping meals. Skipping meals is not good for our metabolism, and it causes us to overeat at the next meal. So do not skip meals. A lot of times when we do skip meals, our body starts to slow down. It starts to conserve. It's like, I don't have enough food. So the metabolism does slow down, and then when we overeat at the next meal, it hasn't quite caught up. So it doesn't quite maybe use those calories and those fats as it should, and therefore it's stored. So do not skip meals. Plan your meals ahead of time. This is how I'm guilty of this. I don't know why if we get busy. But studies have shown if you plan your meals ahead of time, you eat more healthy and you eat less overall. So if you have a day of the week, whether it's the weekend, whether it's Sunday, whatever it may be, plan your meals. You'll find when you go to the grocery store, you're going to spend less money because you have a plan versus just, well, that's on sale and that's on sale, or I don't need that, and then it goes to waste. So if you have a plan, not only going to save money, but you're going to eat better. So whether you're eating at home, packing a lunch, or eating out, an overall eating plan for the day will help you stay on track. Start your meal with your low-calorie foods. A lot of times, my husband's guilty of this. We'll go have burger and fries. He eats all the fries before he touches his hamburger. And I'm like, well, the hamburger, they're both, most nutritious. But I always go for the burger and then eat my fries. And usually I can't eat all my fries because I'm full by then. So go for the fruits, the vegetables, those things that are loaded with those vitamins and minerals that hopefully are going to fill you up before some of those heavier fat foods. And another thing is to focus on your food. Pick a place to sit and eat at home, not in front of the television. That's, I think, one that we're really guilty of is you'd be surprised you can grab a bag of chips or something and you're mindlessly eating. You're not really focusing, and then it doesn't give your body a chance to be in tune with itself, like, oh, that's really good, or oh, I'm starting to get full. If we're paying attention to other things, we're not paying attention to our bodies. So eating while doing other things, whether it's, reading, I sometimes eat in the car because I'm going from place A to place B. It may lead to eating more than we really think we are and more than we need. So switch from something as switching from a larger plate to a smaller plate. I don't know what it is, but we feel like we have to have a big plate of food. If you switch your plate to a smaller, maybe smaller portion sizes, it may allow you to be more satisfied with the reduced portions. Know when you've had enough to eat. And there's a really good book, Intuitive Eating, but being in tune with yourself. It takes our bodies 20 minutes from the time we start eating to the time it tells our brain that we're no longer hungry. I don't know about you, my husband grew up with 4 boys. It was like shovel it in as fast as you can, because if you want any extras, then you've got to eat it. And I think a lot of us we're on the run really fast, so we shovel in as fast as we can. Slow down, allow your body to tell yourself that you're actually full. Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of the end of that one. Get plenty of fiber. Fiber is your friend. And I'm dead serious when I say fiber is your friend. This is going to be a huge weight loss key, is fiber. Fiber comes from fruits, vegetables, beans, whole grains. It allows you to feel fuller longer. It helps stabilize blood sugars, which a lot of times if your blood sugars are kind of everywhere, that can lead to more weight gain over time, diabetes, heart disease. So fiber is your friend. It helps, kind of acts like a sponge in your body, and it helps take a lot of the bad cholesterol out of your body. It helps with keeping GI motility in your digestive tract, helps prevent cancers. But fiber will make you actually feel fuller longer. So if you're doing something simple that you can do at home, even without changing what you're eating, is just changing half of your grains to whole grains. Bread is the most simplest one to do that with. Make sure that the first ingredient on the label says whole wheat or whole oats, because it may say it's wheat bread, but wheat's halfway down the ingredient list. So it needs to be that first ingredient. But that right there will make a huge difference. Watch portion sizes to manage your calorie intake. This is the key to an effective weight loss plan. Portion control. We've grown up in a society where everything's supersized, or do you want that small, medium, or large? We really need to be mindful of portion sizes and try using smaller bowls or glasses. I find that if you even cut, my dad said he has a cup of milk. Well, a cup of milk to him is a cup of milk, which is like 3 cups. I'm like, 8 ounces is a cup of milk, Dad. And he's like, no, this is my cup. So smaller glasses, smaller bowls, and a modest size plate. So snack smart, I think this is where we can really pinpoint some of those unnecessary calories. But it is important that if we do snack smart, we're not going to maybe eat as much at dinner because we're not, as hungry. So find nutritious snacks, whether this is, reduced fat string cheese, low-fat Greek yogurt, fresh fruits and vegetables, and keep things portable, something that you can snack at your desk if needs be, backpack, car, so you're not famished by the time your next meal comes. Believe it or not, we are all emotional eaters. Each one of us are. I am. We all are, whether it's we're stressed, whether it's we're happy, whether it's we're bored. I'll be totally honest, when I don't want to do something, it's like, well, I'll just go to the pantry and see what's in there. Mine's procrastination. So we all have a way that we eat emotionally. So how do we deal with our emotions to get us to where we can avoid that? Have a plan, whether it's you call a friend or a family member, whether you use quotes to avoid temptation, taking a bath or a shower, listening to music, take a walk, even reading a book. Something than going to the pantry. Try activities that keep you from eating. This could be, like you say, exercising, finding things that you enjoy that doesn't involve food. Okay, how many of you guys are familiar with the My Plate concept? It's been around for a few years. This is the only one I had. I know it's like kindergarten-like, so I apologize. But this is kind of the picture that we have here. And pretty well, if you do this 3 times a day, no seconds, and have a couple snacks that involve fruits and vegetables or healthy things, you're going to be great. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut your plate in half. This half over here is going to be vegetables, a couple fruits a day. So mainly your vegetables, non-starchy vegetables. So this is green leafy beans, like green beans, not lentil beans, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots. This needs to be vegetables. The other side, you're going to split in half. You're going to have protein. Protein comes from your meats, nuts, eggs, beans, and then your grains are going to be up here, and then obviously your milk. And half of your grains should be whole. So kind of just go over my slide here, but if you build your plate according to the My Plate method in 4 go seconds, I think if you build your plate, give yourself that 20 minutes to kind of acknowledge, am I still hungry or am I not? And then if you do go for seconds, vegetables need to be your go-to. Load up half your plate with the non-starchy, low-carb vegetables. You're going to get tons of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Fiber, like I talked about, is your friend. The other fourth is palm-size portion of meat. I don't know, I go to the store and the chicken breasts are like this big and like this thick. You can really cut those in half. And that's cooked because it does shrink with time. So you know about the size of a deck of cards or the size of the palm of your hands, about how much protein you need. On the other fourth of your plate, pick carbohydrate serving choice. And so this would be your pasta, your potatoes, rice, oats, breads, making sure that half of those are whole grains. And obviously, physical activity needs to be part of the equation. It really does. Regular physical activity is important for your overall health and fitness. It helps, obviously, help us lose the weight, but it also helps us maintain that weight loss. It's great for our heart. It strengthens our cardiovascular system. It reduces the blood pressure, and it increases our metabolism. A lot of times when we start to restrict calories, our body, this is kind of why people go on yo-yo diets, is they're on and then they gain more afterwards, is because our metabolism slows down when we consume less calories. Starts to conserve. So to prevent that, you need to be physically active. The more muscle mass that we have, the higher the metabolism. That's why guys, they can lose weight faster because they have more muscle. It's not fair, but it's true. Guys have more muscle mass. Their metabolisms are higher. So for us women, we hit a little bit older in age, and as we age, we lose muscle mass. Plus the hormone changes, everything like that. So to boost our metabolism, which helps us burn calories better, plus makes us feel better, we need to be physically active. Pick things that you like. If you don't like running, don't run. You know, do things that you like. You like playing pickleball. If you like playing basketball. If you like, you know, walking. Walking's kind of, I think, always a great go-to. Aim for a total of 2.5 hours a week. So that's about 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week. That's really not that much. We can squeeze it in. We can do it. Okay, I have all the time people ask me, is this diet right for me? Or what do you think about this diet? And this is a really good kind of questionnaire to ask yourself. Make sure your weight loss or management plan is right for you. Does it include food from all 5 food groups? There's a reason we have all 5 food groups. They're all important. They all provide different nutrients. So it needs to include all 5 of the food groups. So that's fruits, vegetables, dairy, meat, grains. Foods that the right number of servings from each food group. So make sure that you're not excessive of one and very little in others. Moderation is key there. Foods you will enjoy eating the rest of your life. There's a lot of times love my sweet mother-in-law, but she went on this Slim Fast thing and she drank Slim Fast for breakfast, Slim Fast for lunch, and she had something small for dinner. She lost quite a bit of weight, but I'm like, number one, that could be quite expensive. Number two, it's like, can you really do that the rest of your life? I mean, that's so boring. Foods you can buy at the supermarket. A lot of times they're asking you to go buy some exotic foods, or does it come prepackaged through your mail? No, you should be able to go to the supermarket and buy what you need. Some of your favorite foods. You should not have to give up your favorite foods to be able to maintain a healthy weight. You may not be able to eat them every single week, but you should still be able to enjoy those. That's really important. Foods that fit in your budget and your lifestyle. And lastly, regular physical activity or exercise. So if you can answer yes to all of those, then it's something that is good. You should be able to do. So that is the end of my presentation. Take advantage of the opportunities that you have, because it gets harder as you age. It doesn't get easier, so start now. But thanks for coming. Appreciate it. You are welcome.